Welcome to Rip City. We're in Portland, Oregon. It is week 6 of the Big 3, and we're coming in hot to the Moda Center here in Portland as the unbeaten Bivouac squad takes on the Ghost Ballers. Here's a look at the games we've got coming at you here on X3 Games. Here on your social media platforms, we'll start off with the Ghost Ballers and Bivouac, Ball Hogs and the Killer Threes, and we'll end the night with Power taking on Trilogy. As we look at the up-to-date standings, there's only 2 unbeaten teams in the league. The enemies now 6-0. Bivouac trying to join them. They're 5-0. Threes Company at 4-1. And Tri-State got a victory earlier today. They're 4-2. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Custer alongside the Hall of Famer. That's Nancy Lieberman and champion Rick Mahorn here with us. And of course, head coaches here in the league. So we got Bivouac. One of these guys unbeaten, one of the 2 teams that are unbeaten. What do you expect?
Well, I expect them to play to solidify. Now that they just watched the enemies play, they want to go to 6-0. They want to clinch a spot in the playoffs already. They're balanced. I like the fact that Gerald Green is coming off the bench as firepower for that team.
And they'll be taking on that Ghost Baller squad.
Well, I'll tell you, that Ghost Baller squad, someday they're up and down, but when they're up, they'll get you. Mike Taylor, he will always go at you every time. And you got Chris Johnson, who's a great shooter, and also Darnell Jackson, D-block. So it's a game that they need to win.
All right, let's talk about Bivouac. And you mentioned them here earlier on, Nancy. It's the Green brothers. You got Garland Green, you got Gerald Green, and then Corey Brewer's just been playing outstanding. You want to talk about maybe an MVP this season?
Yeah.
Corey Brewer.
You're absolutely right. Corey Brewer is just taking his game to another level. He realizes when he can get downhill. And Garland Green, he's no longer Gerald's brother. He is super.
And Rick, how about what you talk about the big man Chris Johnson is doing? Because he does it inside and outside for the Ghost Ballers.
He stretches the floor. When the dribble penetrate, when Ghost goes to dribble penetrate, he cleans it up. He's a cleanup man, and he's doing a great job for that team.
And let's take a look at the rosters for both of these squads here. Again, Mike Taylor, Chris Johnson lead, Darnell Jackson lead that Ghost Baller squad. Corey Brewer and the Green brothers. Well, no Gerald tonight and no Jalen Johnson. But, hey, the head coach of Bivouac, the unbeaten, the Hall of Famer, guy who's back home as well. Look, he played here at Oregon State. The glove, GP.
I'm here with Gary Payton. Coach, got some guys out today, but you guys are rolling. Let me ask you, any more pressure on this game, knowing that enemies got that win and they're still undefeated?
There's no pressure for us. You know what I'm saying? We don't do it like that. We're going to go one game at a time. And plus, we play them next week. We just worried about ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We worry about ourselves. We get our win, we'll be fine.
Well, Corey Brewer's playing at an all-time level right now. How do you handle the rest when you only got 4 guys?
That's okay. I'll manage it with timeouts, and then we'll pace ourselves, and we'll be fine. I think we're going to be okay. We got our main guys here. All we missing is Gerald. I think we'll be okay, and John and Jalen. So, but we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine.
All right, Coach, best of luck.
Thank you.
The glove, Hall of Famer. Bivouac, 5-0. They want to go to 6-0, clinch a playoff spot, and keep up with the enemies. And as you heard Gary Payton talk about, they play the enemies next week. Boy, that we're going to talk about a championship preview.
Yes, that will be. And, the players want to play, but we want to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Grace, you are new to the Big 3. First team to 50 wins it, but you got to win by 2. First team to 25, we go to the half. It's Garland Green driving on Mike Taylor. They kick out. Javier Carter hits too high.
Well, a little bit hot right there. Gerald Green can attack the basket, and that's why his brother said, okay, I'll come off the bench. That's the firepower and the confidence that this Bivouac team has.
Inside to Darnell Jackson, who lays it in.
So many of the guys that are now coaching, G League teams, they're playing, they're working out with their NBA counterparts. They have come back, and that's 2 of them right there that are coaching, NBA level teams between Brewer and Darnell Jackson.
Nancy, I think that keeps them sharp.
Yep.
You know how we used to play, we practiced when you were with the Shock, and get up there. It keeps you sharp as a basketball player and also keeps your mind focused in on what you need to do and compete.
Here's Garland Green. Brother Gerald's flight was canceled, so that's the reason why he's not here tonight. Loose ball.
Well, you have to take your hat off to the guys who tried to get here after that anomaly yesterday on the airlines. That was just something different and difficult for not only the players, but for the whole league. Everybody was trying to get here because Big 3 is fun.
Well, wait a minute. You just got here.
I just got here.
You just got here. What time were you trying to get on your plane yesterday?
Gosh. It was yesterday. I had an 8 o'clock flight. I would have been here at 12. We've been enjoying, went over to Nike a little bit, but you know what? I'm just glad I made it.
Here's Mike Taylor. Uses the left hand. Off the glass. Those ballers get out to a quick 4-0 lead. An unbeaten Bivouac.
This is big for the Ghost Ballers today because all those teams are bunching up at 3-3. So this would be a chance for them to even up their record instead of going 2-4.
Here's Taylor with it. Inside to Chris Johnson. Faces up Javier. Carter turns, fires, knocks it down. Chris Johnson.
You know, Nancy, when I see the Ghost Ballers and, you know, they're looking to try to upset them. They want to put a blemish on that record.
Well, you know, they played so well. I thought last year was George Gervin's best year with his team.
Ooh. Two big guys going at it, boy. You get the big guy go up in the air. Only thing that's coming down is that weight.
Yeah, that's a lot of beef right here. Mike Taylor, so quick with the basketball. From the time Chris Johnson came from the combine, his game has taken quantum leaps.
Yes, it has.
Here's Javier Carter. He'll go to the line. He'll shoot 1 for 2.
You know, he's a part of why this team has played so much better this year. You know, they brought him on last year, and then the second year you kind of feel this is where I belong. This is my role on this team.
It's all about hustle. When you're out there on that floor, you got to put something in the game.
Brewer. No! Foul.
No!
Mike Taylor's always upset about every call. He fouled him, Mike.
I don't think Mike Taylor has fouled and they committed 1 foul this season.
Brian, I love when his energy is amazing when you look at it.
You know what he does? We see him out here, but we've got 2 guys here, Garland Green. He and his wife, Kim, they run the Young 3. Yeah. Mike Taylor is like one of the kids out there in the gym. He's always giving back. He's enthusiastic. So, you know, my heart goes to somebody who cares about other people.
Yes, it does. And I tell you, he does a great job in Milwaukee. It's amazing that he helps so many people and nobody knows about it.
Chris Johnson, fadeaway on the baseline is no good. Here's Garland Green with it. Good dime. And now all of a sudden it's just a 2-point lead for the Ghost Ballers.
Sometimes you get a guy out there that you don't even know, comes in and gives you a couple of points and you go like, where did he come from?
That 4 too strong by Dwayne Jackson.
See, spacing in 3-on-3 is so very important.
Brewer missed everything with his shot. Johnson backs him down.
Big boy move right there.
Yeah, draws the foul on Garland Green.
Now, Corey Brewer, he is one of the assistant coaches right now with the New Orleans Pelicans. And, you know, first you come into the league, I believe, as a former player, Rick, and they have you in player development. And then they realize, man, this guy really knows what he's talking about. And eventually you get moved up to the front of the bench, right? Everything's about the back row or the front row. And, you know, Corey Brewer is just moving along. He's going to be I think he's going to be a head coach in the league one day.
You know, the best thing about all that, you know, I never saw the back row. Always saw the front row. They done moved so many coaches that you're going to get.
That 4 is no good. Here's Mike Taylor. To the corner, Jackson. His 3's no good.
He should have profiled a little bit more. He dropped his release.
Garland Green knocks down the 3. 1-point lead for the Ghost Ballers.
Yeah, you fully expect for Garland Green to take just a little bit more offensive responsibility, knowing that his brother is not here.
Green missed the bunny, followed by Taylor. Throws it off and the dunk by Johnson.
Mike Taylor getting those hustle balls, those 50-50 balls, and taking advantage of it. Iceman looking real confident right now.
10-7, his team's got the lead.
Yeah, he's really kind of, his demeanor is so calm and so confident. Look at the spacing right here.
At 4, no good. Taylor the rebound. Taylor for 3. Taylor, it's good.
He gets a little walk, get a little stank in his walk.
Oh, he got some stank in him right now. His team is up 6. Ghost Ballers rolling. Ghost Ballers looking to go to 500. Bivouac trying to remain unbeaten. Thanks to Chris Johnson in this dunk. It's the Big 3. We're in Portland. We'll be right back.
The Big 3 is back, coming in hot all summer long.
That's as good as it gets.
Cincinnati, San Antonio, Nashville, and Boston. This is Fireball 3. It's a hard-nosed, trash-talking brand of basketball where they still bang down low and they still play tough D. Hall of Fame coaches and NBA superstars. And we're coming in hot to a city near you. So grab your friends, grab your family, and get your seats now at big3.com/tickets.
Next Sunday on CBS, it's crunch time as the playoff picture comes into focus. First, Michael Beasley and Three's company will look to continue their winning ways against Jeff T and Three-Headed Monsters. Then, it's the game of the year so far as undefeated Bivouac battles undefeated enemies. Could it be a championship preview? It's all going down as the Big 3 is coming in hot in the Queen City. Next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, right here on CBS.
Like Utah? Did he play at Gonzaga or Utah?
13-7. Ghost Ballers on top of Bivouac. Ghost Ballers trying to get to 500. Bivouac trying to remain unbeaten. Gary Payton's squad got into him a little bit during that timeout.
Well, he wants them to stay focused because it's like, okay, you're undefeated, but teams are going to try to knock you out. You got Mike Taylor who can light it up at any time, and when he's on and makes that three-pointer and gives him that little stare. This guy, this new guy they picked up, Nancy, tell us about him a little bit.
Well, Kyle Wilcher, a lot of us have seen him for years. He played at Gonzaga, and you know this is kind of his part of the country. But he is really good. His first shot was a 4 in the three in this league.
The first one and another 4 on the other side, and it was on point.
Yeah, he is. He's a really good player. You know, he's almost 7 foot, and he's played in Europe. He's been on the Canadian national team, so he's done his job, and you know, for them to pick him up right now to be able to help this team, they got a good one.
Yep.
Let's go inside the hot mic room. Here's Mike Taylor.
Playoff basketball. We had it. It's win or go home. So you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to.
If he had a hot mic right there, he was a little bit mad because it looked like it did go off Garland Green's shoulder. And they're going to review it.
Yeah, I'll take another look at it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the rules are for, right? You get the call right, so I appreciate the officials taking a minute to do this.
Got to get it right, especially if you're trying to win the game and looking at the replay. Mike Taylor hit it off of him. I mean, it could go either way. And Mike Taylor's animated about it, so.
Yeah, well, you always have to kind of evaluate, you know, because it's an emotional, it didn't come off me. So you're happy when you take the advice of the players and you get the right call.
We could get a better angle.
I think it's off Mike. I don't think it hit Garland.
I think it hit his finger. I agree to disagree sometimes with you.
Another look. There's the reach in.
And it looked like it, I don't know.
It didn't hit his body. If it hit his hands, then I'm
From
missing
that angle with the ref, seeing right there, like right there. The finger.
Oh, yeah, left hand.
Hey, you know what's cool about this right now with all three of us? We're all from the Tidewater. We all went to school down there.
How about that? ODU and Hampton University.
The better school.
I don't want to get involved, but we have 3 national championships.
Oh, not to get involved. Oh, okay.
Yeah, my neck.
You throwing?
No, I started going to the chiropractor because I started looking up at the banner so much.
Oh my God!
It was weird.
But you know, that's what I do. That's what I do in Detroit.
With the Shock and with the Pistons.
I got 3, and then I'm looking here. You got one up here too, so it's cool. It's cool. We're all on the same plane. Brian, what you got to bring? What do you bring to the game?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, he's friends with Jay Harris, so I think that's important. From ESPN.
Yo, bro. Listen, we're supposed to be Hampton brothers. You gonna do that?
Oh, I'll stab you in a minute.
I know you ain't lying. Good Lord.
No, I'm not.
Which is why I didn't go to Hampton.
Oh, Lord.
It was a great move by me.
You could have gotten the scholarship had you did, you know?
They'd have took her scholarship. That's why you're in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
You were a beast.
I think you did okay there, though, did you?
You got a nice jacket.
Hey, I was on your campus quite a bit. I loved it.
And
Hampton Coliseum.
I was on your campus quite a bit, too.
Here's Mike Taylor.
Nice pass.
Into Johnson. Turns. Off the glass. No. Right back to him. And here's the reach in by Wilcher.
Wilcher, hey, coming in this first game, you know, it's always a nervousness about it, but he's coming in this game shooting and not, making 2 points, but the physical part, he's bringing it with him.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's 6'10". He's 31 years old. He's young enough. And I'm sure Gary knows his game well.
He's got it now, working on Taylor. Backs him down, turns, and lays it in.
He said he's about to eat lunch on Mike Taylor. He took it to the chin.
Yeah, he's a mouse in the house.
He is.
You can just see, look at the footwork, the balance, and yep, he's not afraid of nothing. He's played at every level.
4-point lead for the Ghost Ballers. Make it 6.
Right now, you're wanting to have the Green brothers really get it in. But right now, those Ballers are the team that's trying to put that blemish on your record.
Here's Garland. His shot's no good. Johnson, open 3. Count it. Chris Johnson has come to play.
Yeah, you got to run him off the line. You just can't let him hit the dare me shots.
Nope. But the thing is, they're confident right now, and then Bivouac can, fall into a little trap. Hey, that was karate chops up in there.
Look at Brewer going downhill. He's big, he's strong, but right here, Johnson, this is just beautiful form, a step in. He's okay with that 3. And there was nobody around him.
Nope.
That would not have worked on your team in Detroit.
No, never that. But that's why you always got that fireball. Bring the fire. That's the best part of it.
Yeah. Iceman, George Gervin, head coach of the Ghost Ballers, didn't like that call, so he's going to bring the fire on Corey Brewer. So Corey Brewer and Dwayne Jackson will go one-on-one. Corey Brewer trying to score and get the points. Jackson trying to get the stop in the basketball.
When I look at this one-on-one matchup, a lot of times I always tell my players, play like you're playing football because they ain't going to call no calls.
Here's Brewer.
Oh,
offensive.
I have very rarely seen that call.
Wow. Oh, come on.
What is that?
Wow.
Not the best call that I've seen.
I've seen worse, but I've seen worse fouling, and I know we see it. It's like a wrestling match, and they don't call it.
Exactly.
Throw it up. Chris Johnson, throw it down.
It's a nice pass by Hannah.
Man, that was picture perfect pass. 20 to 11.
Brewer, good move, lays it in. Bivouac down by 7. First team to 25. We go to the half. Hannah. The 3 rolls off. Green attacking.
Ooh, nice
Wilcher,
pass.
open 3. Too strong. Brewer.
It's a good switch, quick switch right there.
He'll pull up. Missed everything, but Wilcher's there.
Wilcher's got to put it up.
Got to put it up. Got it! As the shot clock expired. Big shot there by Kyle Wilcher.
He's got 5 points, 5 of those 16 points. Those are the people that you don't know their game.
Johnson!
Well, he doesn't know his game.
Exactly. I mean, he probably came today.
He doesn't
know the scouting report.
Just walked into a 3.
Garland Green, too strong. And that goes off of Corey Brewer's hand. It'll go to the Ghost Ballers.
Yeah, that was a great answer by Chris Johnson off Wilcher's 3.
Yeah, yes it was. And the thing is, you got to look at this ball. Wilcher hasn't been able to touch the basketball like that.
Chris Johnson has been a one-man wrecking crew for the Ghost Ballers here in the first half. As we go to the half with the Ballers up 9. He's done it outside, and he's certainly got it done inside. As Chris Johnson with 16, call it 18 points now, he's with Scal.
Chris, you're hot. 18 points. Got it going inside and outside. What got you going today?
Nothing much. We need a win. That's enough for me.
Yeah, just got to figure it out. Any travel problems? Because it doesn't seem like you're affected by that at all.
No, all good, all good. I was here on time, so I'm good.
All right, good luck second half.
Appreciate you.
Man, a few words. He's like, look, I'm all business.
Yes, he is.
I'm just here to hoop. I'm here to hoop, and he's certainly done that. 18 of the Ghost Ballers' 25 first half points. Ghost Ballers trying to get to 500. Bivouac trying to remain unbeaten. They got some work to do here in the second half.
Thank you, Portland. Thanks for coming out. See your homeboy Ice Cube and the Big 3. Yay!
Gotta love that.
Got to.
When the co-founder of the league gives you a concert as well at the half. How about that? Ice Cube performing for the people here in Portland. You know, he did a show here as well just last night. So the crowd here got them an extra treat here as Ice Cube performing here. And we're at the half. Bivouac down to the Ghost Ballers. Brian Custer alongside the Hall of Famer, Nancy Lieberman, Rick Mahorn here. And let's talk about what you saw in that first half here. Bivouac, look, trying to remain unbeaten. But, yo, how about Chris Johnson? 18 of Ghost Ballers' 25 first half points.
Hey, he's taking it personal. And that's the thing about it. Everybody had trouble getting here. But one thing about basketball, you go to play. Doesn't matter how you got here. Let's go ahead and ball. And he's balling out. He's taking it inside, but he's got the stroke, Nancy. He's shooting a little bit like you.
Well, I'll tell you what, his stroke's a lot better when he's stepping outside the 3. And when you have a 3-level scorer like that, you can throw it to the rim. He can post you. He's got good moves. The mid-range game, and then he can, take it out to that 3-point range. What they say, Brian, is he's a problem.
Yeah, he's been a problem. And Bivouac, listen, they're trying to remain unbeaten. They just saw the enemies win, so they're trying to go to 6-0 just like it. And then there's the big game in Cincinnati next week with Bivouac and the enemy facing one another.
They don't need to look at that game next week. That's a lot. That's what causes a lot of problems. But they need to establish what they want to do here. And their defenses look like it ain't moving.
Yeah,
Jackson missed that 3.
What you just said, Rick, is so true. You watch the game, first of all, how the enemies played, and the first thing you're thinking, we got to get to 6-0 instead of playing the game.
Here's Corey Brewer working on Hannah. Spins off of him. And the shot rolls in.
And it's a little bit too small right there. Corey Brewer is such a long, lengthy, athletic guy who can make all kinds of moves off balance.
Here's Chris Johnson. See if he's cooled off since the first half. Hannah loses it. 1 on the shot clock, blocked by Carter. And it's a shot clock violation by the Ghost Baller.
You know, I thought that Javier Carter has to play harder. He, you know, not having Gerald Green here, he's that third primary scorer. And in the first half, I don't even think he scored.
I don't think so either. And the fact that, you know, like you said, you're missing.
Well, Gerald Green, yeah. Gerald Green didn't make it because of his flight. Got canceled. Here's Brewer. And banks it home. 5-point lead. All of a sudden, here comes Bivouac.
Well, you got to start the game off with defense. If you're not picking it up, Gary Payton, known for his defense, hey, get into the guys and let's get it done.
And, you know, he also has a guy who's very vocal in Corey Brewer. So that is something that is so important. And you can see right there that he's coming with an attitude in the second half. He's just talking. He talks on offense. He talks on defense. He talks to us.
Everywhere, yeah. He'll come over here and sit with us.
He would. He would. Then he'd push you out of the way and get back on the court.
Jackson spinning, and he'll go to the line.
Well, Bivouac is starting to roll. You know, when you get Corey Brewer going downhill, he can finish amongst the big trees. But here's another one, a little mistake right there. But, hey, if you don't hit the rim, you don't have to take it back.
And, you know, a lot of the new players who come into this league, they don't know about the putback, right? It took some of my players, the new players, to understand it's an instinctive catch it and put it right back the way Corey Brewer did.
Also, when you look at it the way we used to play back, you shoot an air ball in half court, you go up with it.
Yeah.
This is similar to like the playground rules.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I was watching the USA women's national team, the 3-on-3 team, play last night in Phoenix. And the fact that they had to clear it, I was like, no, put it back up. But their rules, international rules, you have to clear it. I did not know that.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
totally different.
Yeah.
Corey Brewer, just like last week for Bivouac, got hot in the second half and led them to victory. And he started the second half hot as well here. 3-point lead now for the Ballers. Johnson, another three.
Corey Brewer was right up in his pocket and still makes the shot. Once you're hot, got to keep going to the hot man.
Exactly. You know, it might be worth it to deny him the basketball.
Second made three for Johnson.
Chris Johnson with the nice three, popped out, know the shot clock's going down. Right now, he hit it with 3 seconds left. 3 on 3.
Yeah, he's got 20 points in the game, and maybe you deny that. Make him go back door for the lob because it's a 2 versus a 3.
Well, right now, Corey Brewer's on a roll as well. You know, he's coming out here showing his character, saying, okay, we didn't play right that first half, and you know basketball is not won in the first half.
Lead is just 3. Here's Taylor. He'll pull up. It's too strong. Garland Green. Skies high for the rebound. Gives it to Brewer. Inside to Carter. Wide open 3 for the tie. In and out. Brewer got it. Flips it up and in. Corey Brewer can't be stopped.
Right now they take the lead, a 1-point lead. That's all hustle right there.
He's got 18.
Yeah, he's playing such great basketball. I'd like to say he's playing out of his mind, but he's not. It's a Chris Johnson, Corey Brewer, second half.
Good game, and now you got a timeout by the glove.
Johnson's got 22. Corey Brewer's got 18 of Bivouac's 28. Wow.
What's interesting is that, you know, you got to look to go to the hot man all the time. You know, go to the hot man and then run your offense through him and then go from there. But Corey Brewer's just doing it on both ends of the court, defensively and offensively. I think Ghost Ballers are doing a little bit too much one-on-one.
You know, you look at it, we talked about Corey Brewer, and I know we got into it a little bit last week. Could you see Corey Brewer MVP of this league right now? I mean, he's back home.
He's back home, but he's from Portland, Tennessee.
Well, yeah, he's from that other Portland.
You guys trying to okey-doke us on this?
It's a Portland, Michigan as well. But I can tell you right now, the way that he's playing, man, it's just like it's nice to see him refreshing because he's unselfish.
Right.
But on the defensive end, he becomes real selfish. That he does things that creates opportunities for other people. But he's always going downhill. Sooner or later, they're going to tell him, hey, we got to make him shoot a jumper and not let him get to the paint.
He's top 5 in scoring. He leads the league in steals. He's also one of the top rebounders in the league. I mean, what is this guy not doing for Bivouac?
Well, he talked about he wanted these guys to understand this is a very important moment. Not your kids, not your wife. When you come between the lines, it's about this team. And they have an attitude this year.
Well, Gary Payton was mad at that particular timeout. You can hear him in the background. He wants these guys to bring it together. And you know that's frustrating as a coach, Nancy, when you see your team doesn't have the same kind of drive that Gary Payton has. You know, you want your team to reflect what you are.
You're 100% correct on this.
I thought the one thing Gary Payton, you heard him stop telling his team, we have to get stops.
Exactly. Starts with the defense.
You know what it is. How many times as a coach have you said, we need 3 stops, right? Mm-hmm. We get 3 stops, we take 3 quality shots.
And that's what we did in Detroit. We said, okay, we may be down 10, but we get 5 stops. We got to win this game.
Mm. Here's Corey Brewer.
Going downhill again.
Going downhill. Tips in his own, missed, it doesn't go. Oh, good strip by Mike Taylor.
Mike Taylor's so wiry that he anticipates pretty well. And, you know, the refs don't give him the things that he wants, but he's not going to stop competing.
Yeah, he's a pretty good offensive rebounder because of how quick he is. And Javier, I know he could have tipped that in. I think there's people around you. You take it, you gather, and you go up and finish, and he tried to tip that.
You know, being a big man, we always said, don't bring that ball below your waist. If you do that, that gives the guards a chance to take it, like we just saw.
Here's Green. Pulls up. Off the glass, no. Javier Carter right back to him. Good block by Chris Johnson.
Oh, that
He's
like
blocked by
block.
Carter, but the foul.
Hey, that Mike, I got to kind of give it to Mike Taylor. He's not going to stop being who he is as a defender. He's going to run into people and keep it going.
So now Chris Johnson to go to the line, shooting 1 for 2. Ghost Ballers with a 5-point lead. Make it 7.
I think this is a good substitution. You know, Wiltshire comes in the game right here for Javier Carter.
He's rested. That's the thing, you want rest. Mike Taylor's just livid.
I'd keep doing that. I keep
finding
the mismatch, take it, try and draw the foul. Eventually, you know, in 3 more fouls, the Ghost Ballers are going to be over the limit. Now you're going to take possessions away from Chris Johnson.
Yep, and then you get the ball back and you just keep going. It's a lot of strategic things that you do in this big 3 that, you know, a lot of people don't think about. You get a team 5 fouls, then the next foul, we shoot free throws again, and you make it, you get the ball.
And the key, what you just said, Rick, when you make it.
Yep.
And that's, man, it hurts so many teams when they don't make their free throws. Especially when you're in the bonus, because you can just keep getting possession after possession after possession. Here's Taylor from the baseline. Tipped out by Johnson. Right back to Chris. Oh, the reverse!
Oh, he's feeling himself. He's getting it in.
We've talked about his fundamentals. Now we're going to have to talk about his athleticism.
Yes. Wow.
Chris Johnson.
Meanwhile, you got the Iceman, George Gervin, but Chris Johnson right now, It reminded me what the Iceman used to do back when I played against him in San Antonio. But this backwards dunk is something special.
Lead over Bivouac. Let's go back into the hot mic room. Here's Mike Taylor.
Playoff basketball. We had it. It's win or go home. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get back to the Final Four and get to that championship game. That's the goal. To win the goal.
No harder competitor than Mike Taylor.
And you gotta like his style. I mean, he comes in with these scarves and these hats, and it's just that's Mike Taylor. He's just a guy that is just fun-loving, but he wants to win.
And his team has a 7-point lead, trying to get back to 500 on the season.
They play hard. I'll tell you that much.
For the Bivouac squad, we're at 5-0 under Gary Payton. A victory, they clinch a playoff spot just like the enemies have done. Here's Brewer in the lane, knocks it down. Corey Brewer continues to roll. He's got 20.
Thing is, when Corey Brewer, you let him get a couple of layups, he's gonna get it.
Johnson, that one rolls off. Inside to Wilcher.
Wilcher pinned him like a big man's supposed to. Pin him under the basket. No real 3 seconds in 3-on-3. You just get him in there.
And again, now if you're playing smart basketball, I would go back inside again. That's their 4th foul.
Brewer heard you. Banks it home. Corey Brewer with 22 of Bivouac 34 points.
Right now, Ghost Ball is, after that timeout, is reeling. Too much one-on-one.
Green finishes. Lead is 1 now.
Got George Gervin up off the bench.
Class of 96, by the way.
Oh,
Naismith. My class.
Your class.
We're forever linked.
You
forever.
Always bonded.
There's a bump on Garland Green, but how about Bivouac now on an 8-2 run, Rick?
Oh, that hit the rim.
I think it did hit the rim.
They should look at that.
But
they can't take it back now.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a play that you'll look at and
Let's
say,
see. That may be the difference. Taylor knocked away. Good steal. Good hand. Brewer. Mike Taylor with it now.
On that high pick and roll.
Taylor. Challenging Wilcher. And Gary Payton, he's going to bring it on that. He's going to bring it on that one.
That's smart.
That's a smart one right there. Especially in this way this game is going. You're down 1.
The referee's calling Wilcher over. He didn't know. He's like, "What's bring the fire?"
Well, here it is,
I didn't
young
get
man.
a rule book.
You're going to go one-on-one, Mike Taylor. You're going to try to get a stop. You get a stop, you get the ball. Mike Taylor is trying to score these points. Here we go.
He's coming to the rim, Kyle.
And the stop by Wilcher.
Used his length. Didn't let Mike Taylor go for any fakes right there.
That's huge.
That is huge. That was a good challenge by Gary Payton. We call a timeout. Iceman's a little bit perturbed on that one because the team just stopped moving the basketball.
Let's take a listen to what the Iceman has to say to his squad.
Well, if I'm in there and if he has his mic on, I'll be telling the guys, move.
We need a basket. Once we get the lead, we'll break them. All right? Just play solid defense, and we just stay doing what we do. One foul, both teams in the bonus. So, both of us got 4 fouls. 1 more, 2 more, and we in the bonus, and they get the ball. Let's not try to foul, okay? Let's just play solid. This is where it is. They let us stay in the game. So we're in the game. So now we can take the lead and we can break them right now. Use it, hey, on what's called pattern. Let's just stay solid with him. Garland, you can't turn your back on him because he's gonna roll and they're gonna throw a lob. You gotta open up and face him, okay? I'd rather for him to post you up and you hold him up and he shoots over you than he gets the ball down there and then we gotta relax, okay?
Some good stuff from Gary Payton. What he did is tell him, break it down. If we get 2 fouls, we get to the ball and we get possession. You done broke this team. One thing that I didn't like what the Ghost Ballers have done, they came out with no energy. It's more like if Chris Johnson is scoring, go to Chris Johnson. They really forgot he's not even on the court after getting 20 points.
Yeah, 100% what you're saying. He was so hot and in rhythm. Sometimes it's your teammates can take you out of rhythm.
Well, you know what else is? Garland Green said some stuff in there as well. You don't only listen to the coach, you listen to the players because they're out there. They understand. Stay together. We need to get this win. Stay undefeated.
Let's see if they can take the lead. You heard Gary Payton said, we take the lead, we break them. Brewer. It's short. Jackson the rebound.
Got to get it to Chris Johnson.
He's working on Wilcher.
Ooh.
Drive.
Nice.
Kicks it out. Jackson open 3. Too strong. Garland Green chases it down.
Garland Green wants that ISO against D-block.
Challenging Brewer. The putback. It's good.
2 guys down.
Darnell Jackson with the challenge, the shot. He's the one that's hurt for the Ghost Ballers.
Yeah, D-Block, he's come back in such great shape this year.
Yes.
He's assistant coach with the Clippers, their G League team.
I think he got hit in the
elbow.
Oh, yeah, he took an elbow.
And D-Block, big guy. But like you said, Nancy, when you take off that coach, you're coming out there to play, you got to learn a lot.
First lead of the game here for Bivouac. They're going to take a look.
I think that's a basketball move. I don't think it's a violent move.
But if it's flagrant, they're looking, they got to look at it because it's in the head area. Once it's in the head area, and then he's going up.
But it went through his arm. It was, Darnell's arm was up there to defend himself. But I'm not an official.
Do you want to be an official in the Big 3, listening
No.
to everybody complaining?
No, these guys.
I would. I'd tell them all to be quiet.
These guys and gals do a great
just
job.
shut up.
Yeah, but you're 6'10".
Yeah.
Right.
Nancy,
Okay.
I got you. You can do it. I got your back.
I don't see one 6'10" guy out there officiating who. I'm sorry I yelled at you. My bad.
But then they got to look at 6'10" guys, and they want to get challenged. It's like, you ain't going to intimidate me. But, Garland Green, finishes around. But, it all depends. Looking at it in slow motion, it looks vicious.
Dara Robinson, Ash, Robert Foster.
And you got some officials who've been here, since the inception. And they should know this, guys are not intentionally doing anything.
Right.
Is it a hostile act? What we look at in all sports, what's a hostile act?
Is it a hostile act for a former bad boy, or was that just part of the game?
That was part of the game, but we wouldn't let the referees see what we were doing. Come on, remember they only had 2 when I was playing, and then they put the 3rd one in there to watch us.
And they've added cameras, by
Yeah,
the way.
they added cameras. Everything has changed. Could I play in this era right now? I would say yes, because we learn to adjust. We adapt.
See if they're going to count the basket or will they take it away. They're going to say flagrant.
They did call a flagrant.
This
So they're going to take the basket away. They're going to call a flagrant foul on Garland Green.
Like I said, it's
silly basketball to me. And you guys are condoning this stupid ass shit, and that's retarded, man. That's retarded. I'm sorry for my language and all of what I'm saying, but that doesn't make sense to me. And we're going to the basket, and he's going like this and do like this, and you telling me he elbowed. That's not the truth.
The extension of the arm connected. I understand. I feel your.
That's crazy to me, man. That's crazy.
So
That's
Darnell
crazy
Jackson will go to the line here to shoot the free throw, and it misses.
That just says show you what's going on.
Gary Payton is always going to express himself to the officials, and you know, sometimes it's just one of those calls. It's a basketball play, and I understand that. It's what you do.
And he was such a physical player when he played.
Travel on Jackson.
That was a great call.
Shuffle those feet. Right now, those ballers went big.
Here's Brewer. Jumper's no good. Johnson with the board.
You know, and I still think if you're Bivouac, you have to go to the basket. You can't just settle.
Johnson, no. Here's Jackson. They got the Twin Towers in now. The 4. Good! Dwayne Jackson.
He didn't
clear it.
Didn't clear. He didn't clear.
They're just saying the Ghost Ballers did not clear it.
But he did get his offensive rebound. That's it.
You still got to clear it.
Still got to clear it. But they got this basket's good. It's a 4.
Listen, Gary Payton.
He's got to clear out.
I know, but the thing is, he shot the ball.
Who shot the ball?
He got tipped out.
They got the offensive rebound.
So here it is. Chris Johnson shot it. And so that's what they're trying to say is, hey, Ghost Ballers.
You got to clear. You got to get out of the lane. It's the rules.
And so Gary Payton says, I want you to review it.
You have to review it.
You do? You know, sometimes the rules.
Scal, let's go to our rules expert, Brian Scalabrine.
Yeah, so when you get an offensive rebound, you do not have to clear the lane. That's going to be a 4-point shot.
There you go.
Thanks, Scals.
Yeah, what do you have, a rule book with you?
I make up the rules as I go.
Yeah, but you know what, Scal's got it written on his sleeve. You don't have to clear, Nance.
Okay, I was wrong.
Well, we're all wrong. Because sometimes I was in agreement with you because, you know, everybody else does the same thing. But then if you get an offensive rebound, you know, and if it's your ball, you can go right back up.
Well, Scal, you swayed me. Yeah. You gave me enough information.
Because Chris got the rebound, and D-Block shot it out there. Yeah, because if he'd have got the rebound and went right back up.
Yes.
Yeah, offensive rebound. Shouldn't be a long review. And right now, those ballers need that 4-point.
And Cube is explaining to Lillard the rules here. I think that is fantastic.
Get the rebound. Chris Jackson clears. Everybody's out. And now you're looking, you move the ball, dribble handoff. Then he just, okay. Now he puts it in there. It's the rim, offensive rebound. If Darnell Jackson would have brought it back up, it would have been 2 points.
4 points. Ghost Ballers up 3. And 9 points away from victory. First team to 50 wins, got to win by 2.
In this situation, would you give it to Corey Brewer right now?
Let's see if they get something to him. Here's Garland Green. He gets the dribble handoff. Pulls up from the baseline. 1-point lead for the Ghost Ballers.
I like that they ran that little high weave just to get movement and get guys guarding you in movement.
Johnson attacking. Missed it. Brewer, follow. No. And It will go to Bivouac. Darnell Jackson knocks it out of bounds.
Chris Johnson is trying to force an issue. Can't turn his body around. You got to turn your body around in order to get a foul.
Here's Green. The three. No. Tipped. Jackson comes up with it. And the bump by Garland Green.
That 5?
That's 5 now on Bivouac. One more, and the Ballers are in the bonus.
A lot of discussions.
Too much.
Got to play the game. Now you got George. You done woke George Gervin up. Love Ice, man. I think that's why I got that number 44 every time I see him. 844.
Why are they putting him to the foul line?
Is it 5 fouls? You get the shot. If he makes it, he gets the free throw. I mean, he gets the ball.
So that,
6.
now they're saying they actually have 6 teams, so they're in the bonus, and that's good for the Ghost Ballers because you get the 2-point and you get the basketball.
I see what George Gervin has done. He put Mike Taylor on the bench, and he's riding with the big boys.
Yes, he is, and he's playing. These guys are playing well.
Johnson missed the 3. Here's Brewer.
Try to take him off the dribble.
Pulls up, strong. Johnson lost it. It'll stay with Bivouac.
I think that's what kind of screwed us up on everything that we were looking at. It said 5 fouls.
It said 5 fouls.
And in reality, it was 6 fouls.
Timeout right now. Got to get your troops together.
Bivouac down 3, trying to remain unbeaten. And the guy that they've been trying to stop has been Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson's got 26 points here tonight.
I love his smile, the way that he plays the game, his approach to the game, finishing around the basket. But you know, you got to have a big that can stretch the floor, but also you got to have a big that can finish in the paint. And on the defensive side, blocking shots. And to keep playing, plays aggressive.
And he's good. I mean, he's gotten bigger, stronger, more confident in every part of his game over the last four years or so.
Yes, he has. And he's understanding what it's all about in this Big 3. Because you got to come here with the confidence that you need to do as a basketball player and as a teammate. But I know they're disappointed that they lost 3 games.
So, you know, Bivouac has to score. They must get a score here.
Corey Brewer will inbound. Green. Jumper's good.
They needed that.
1-point lead for the Ghost Baller.
That was great execution on that shot.
They needed that one.
Uh-huh.
Inside to Darnell Jackson.
Ooh.
Uses his body. Flips it in. 3-point lead for the Ghost Baller.
Man, this is going down to the last shot.
First team to 50 wins. You got to win by 2.
Here's your play, Nance.
The weave. Brewer. Missed it.
You just can't foul. You have to contest shots, but you cannot foul.
Tipped out. Johnson. Jackson. Open. Got it.
Hey, that's been his spot right now. Jackson over there in that 3-corner on the left-hand side.
Here's Garland Green. Knocked away by Jackson.
Yeah, if Jackson can set his feet, he has proven with the 4 and now the 3. And I'm surprised that Garland didn't put a hand up to try to even contest the shot.
When you're getting tired, I mean, sometimes you look at it, it's a lot of controversy.
They were going to give the ball to the Ghost Ballers. Gary Payton is saying, hey, that should be our basketball.
It's been a lot of videotape.
And how?
So they'll take another look, and let's take another look ourselves.
And now,
let's see if it was Jackson. Did it hit Garland Green? Did it go off of Garland Green's hand?
Looked like it could have. I mean,
I'm going to stay out of this.
You got to stay in there. Come on, man. Look.
Yeah, it did hit his hand.
It did hit his hand.
I think his left hand.
The deflection, yeah. But, hey.
Good call.
They did. See, you got it, Nat.
Point game coming for the Ghost Ballers. Trying to deliver Bivouac their first lob. They throw it away.
Oh, the foul.
Oh, the foul on Wilcher. But it'll be side out of bounds.
Garland Green's got to stay focused. Right now, it's not over. But Wilcher can't let Johnson just post him up like that, just direct post.
Yeah, he's got to use his lower body to keep him away from the post.
Here's Chris Johnson. He's been unstoppable for the win.
Yep.
Go in and out.
Got to attack.
Bivouac's got life. Brewer for 4.
Not a good foul.
No.
Wilshire's been playing okay until then.
So Chris Johnson will go to the line for a chance to win it. He's got 26.
Winner, chicken dinner right now.
This is going to be a big win.
Yes, it is.
If the Ghost Ballers win this.
They'll put a blemish in there. Dang.
Got it. Bivouac suffers their first loss of the season as the Ghost Ballers are 500 and still alive. And we only have one undefeated team in the league, and it's the defending champs. Your thoughts on what you saw here today?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I saw where the Ghost Ballers came to put that blemish on them and tried to win, but also seeing the way that they came, the Ghost Ballers came and played. They got the win.
Chris Johnson certainly came to play. He had 28. He's with Scal.
All right, Chris came to play today. Got your chance. Got going early. What was different about you today?
I just wanted to attack more, be more aggressive, and really try to open things up for my teammates. And I feel like I get going, I can open up a whole much more.
How much of them being undefeated motivated you?
I mean, that really didn't matter, to be honest. I just know what we need, and we needed that win today, and see what happens.
You guys feel like the playoffs are coming around the corner? You guys got to start positioning yourself for that?
For sure. I feel like we're battle tested. We just have to play through some adversity and understand that the game is full of runs, as you know, and just continue to build from that.
All right, Chris, congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Chris Johnson gives the Ghost Ballers the victory, and now they're at 500. They joined the triplets. Three's Company at 4-1. Bivouac now at 5-1. The enemies, the only unbeaten team in the league. Bivouac came in unbeaten, suffers their first defeat thanks to Chris Johnson. Nancy Lieberman. Mac Mahorn, I'm Brian Custer. We still got a couple of more games here on X.